Good morning, classmates. Eric Van Der Berghe is now in the agriculture and techniques, and this is hybrid. Okay. According with experience, the production avoid chemicals, why the agroecology methods are not sustainable.
How is agroecological methods, how are the ecological methods sustainable without the use of
Without use of
without
chemicals.
applying chemicals? The principles are based on sustainability rather than exhausting the soil, where after you plant the crops, the soil has lost its nutrients and is no longer capable of producing the same crop several times in a row. The principles of agroecology uh, emphasize soil conservation so that you don't lose it to wind or water erosion,
Okay.
and also to recycling the nutrients that are in the soil. So that part of the plant which is not used gets those nutrients are reintroduced into the soil, and the soil is actually improved over time.
Okay, thanks. The next question is the global demand of coffee beans around the world is of 98 million tons. Do you think that the methods are able to cover this demand?
In terms of the amount of coffee produced,
Mm-hmm.
I don't see why not.
Why not?
Uh, the a true, from my own experience on the farm, the amount of coffee yield um, per area of land is not the same as can be produced with an intensive growing system. I have too much shade. I don't add any fertilizers. I don't treat problems like roya and so forth. So my production is lower per unit area. Um, but that doesn't mean that we can't have more coffee growing areas in order to meet global demand, which in any case is growing every year because the population is growing.
Mm-hmm. Do you think we need more area to cultivate or to use these methods to the, the demand
Mm.
of?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. This is normal. And the next question is, as we know, the traditional methods produce the result. What do you think is the worst part of the using conventional reproduction methods?
Uh, Precisely, you just mentioned them. The water pollution is a big issue. A lot of producers are now using more environmentally friendly methods because they have found that they can get more money for their coffee by using environmentally friendly methods. For example, one of the major coffee buyers is Starbucks.
Mm-hmm.
They have a checklist where they of about 2 pages uh, where they rate the individual producer on what fertilizers they're using, what they're doing with their wastewater, what they are, how much they pay, whether they provide social services for their workers, a long checklist, and how much they pay for the coffee depends on the things that are checked off on the checklist. So they have an inspector who visits the farm who looks, is there garbage on the ground? Uh, and If yes, that's a negative mark. If they're doing a good job of dealing with their garbage and everything, they get for each check they get more money. And many of those checks are related precisely to the environment. There's a direct incentive for a lot of producers already to do the right thing because they get more money for the same quality coffee, but it's worth more if they're doing the right things. And it's not just what the producer says they do, but what the inspector can determine that they do. So if they have a lot of workers and they provide schools for those workers, and if they have a clinic, um, it costs them extra, but they also get more money for their crop.
Okay, there are things that started to use to have conscience on the that will help to the environment. For the next question is, do you think that there is a difference between an organic production and production with agroecological methods, or what are the main difference on these methods?
Right now, organic certification, it's like when you use the term ecological, uh, it's it's a way to sell your coffee as more environmentally friendly than the worst producers. But in a lot of cases, you can get organic certification when you're still doing many things that are bad for the environment. Okay, there are many things that can be done which are much go way beyond our organic certification. So organic is like the minimum that you can do that's environmentally friendly, but organic, you can still call it organic even if you're producing lots of wastewater, smelly wastewater. If you're applying chemicals, just certain chemicals are banned. Um, you can still cut down most of the trees and call it shade coffee as long as there's a few trees left. There are many practices that where certain certifications uh, are are not as environmentally friendly as we would like them to be.
So the organic certification is only how we can
It's
so
it's a marketing tool that guarantees that certain environmental friendly practices are used, but that doesn't mean it's entirely environmentally friendly.
in your case in your farm, do you think the most thing of the organic production or
It's 100%. We do everything in an environmentally friendly fashion. So no use of chemicals whatsoever. No trees get cut. No branches get cut to let in more light. We would have much more production if we let in more light and so forth, but it wouldn't be as good for the environment.
so in your farm do you to process your coffee you only get the minimum of the results, or you also have a waste of water?
No, there's no wastewater because we dry the whole bean.
You
Uh,
dry.
it's a process that is now becoming more popular because the producers have found that they can sell that coffee for much more money. It's called cafe melado or honey coffee. It's naturally sweet because the coffee berry, has natural sugars. If you use the water process, all those sugars are washed away. You ferment it, you wash it away, and it gives a cleaner looking bean, but also you get rid of the sugar. If you dry it with the sugar inside, the sugar is a part of the bean, and when I drink that coffee, I don't need to add any sugar. It's naturally sweet, and you don't have the bitterness that other commercial coffees have.
Interesting. And you can show your certified of
I don't bother with the certification because it's such small scale production that the price of the paying for the certification um, is not worth it. Just the people I sell to I already know they don't need to ask for a certification. They know it. They know what they're getting.
okay. And for the next question is, as we know, to produce a natural coffee bean, it's necessary to produce a lot of chemicals, especially the coffee. Or but this coffee or all of this coffee is the well, these supplies are qualified in the flavor of the traditional one.
I don't
Oh,
quite understand.
we have a group of traditional coffee,
Yeah,
and we have the flavor of all of these coffee. Is the same flavor, or you can also think there is a difference?
there are a lot of factors that go into the flavor.
Mm-hmm.
If I take the beans that I produce and just grind them, roast them, and grind them up, uh, the taste would not be very good. Uh, I after they're processed, but prior to roasting, we do another manual selection and take out the bad beans. Taking those beans out makes a huge difference in the taste. So uh, a lot of the differences are simply what kind of beans you're actually roasting. So if you select the round beans versus the other ones versus the ones that have some stains and so forth, can affect the taste a lot. So where our our selection can give a coffee that's very highly rated, even though it's not necessarily the best what's considered the best elevation for growing coffee or the highest quality, but where a lot of it comes from the selection process and also from the precise roast you give it. So a lot of it is not the quality of the coffee you start with when you harvest, but how uh, how you select and process.
Okay. For example, this kind of coffee or traditional coffee are able to compete in excellent here. Who is the excellent coffee
Um, I have not actually tried it with judges.
producer?
Um, it would be interesting to see how they would respond. Uh, Consumers uh, really like it. People who taste it say this is great, and oh, there's no sugar in this, really. It doesn't have the bitterness. It does have a very different taste from the traditional coffee. So for judges, I'm not sure how they would react because it's kind of like comparing or apples and oranges. They have different tastes. Both of them are good, but how do you rate apples or oranges comparing them to one another? It's not obvious.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you very much. This was the last question.
Okay.